to do a live midday call. We had a lot of public videos this week, which I'm happy about. Gets everybody in the loop because I know everyone's hyper focused on what's happening here, hyper focused on whether or not this rally can continue, whether trends are intact. So take a look at that quick disclosure and we'll get down to it. So my name is Scott Rudler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Let me see if the live link is on there. If the live link is on there, I will be able to get it out so everyone can start watching. It's 11:58. It is November 21st, almost getting close to Thanksgiving. Isn't that cool? And we're just waiting to see if we get this live link, so then this way everyone can watch it live who's tuning in. Heather, do we have the link? You put it in? I see. Let's see. Teeth. Hold on. Bear with me. All right, here we go. Oh. Okay, sorry about this. Okay. Which Twitter did you put it in? Did you put it in the public one? Hmm? Did you put it in public or private? Oh, it's public. Could you post a link in my Twitter account in Red Dog T3? What? No, in both. Thank you. See, you guys get to see everything real time. So basically what we're talking about here is, I have two different Twitter accounts. I have the public Twitter's feed, which I try and contribute as much as possible. I always put a chart of the S&P cash in it just to make sure you guys have like some thoughts and my blueprint of the day. And then every now and then I do try and post some individual ideas with a focus and definitely some thoughts just to keep everyone kind of, it's just whether you would like it or agree in the same thought pattern as me. I tend to be pretty darn consistent, so hopefully it does add value. What the private Twitter is this, by the way. This is T3Live.com RAA. This is my service. This is what I do every single day. I get up at 4:45. I put a note together that consists of all the sectors and like 30 or 40 different charts. I post 14 to 20 different charts, and then I do a morning call, and I also do a video. So these are all the things that I do, and that if you're finding yourself in a spot where you're not happy with your idea generation, you're not happy with your performance, you're not happy just in general, you always got to make a little bit of a change. So at this point, I'm trying to find this little link, which I don't see yet, but it is what it is. I will get going. So let's get right to the chart. So here we go. Yesterday, we broke the 8-day. Didn't really have a decisive break, but it was, this candle looked different than all the other candles since October 11th, right? Here was your October 11th gap up. Here was your inside day. This is when I started my portfolio approach. And basically, it's been above this little blue line ever since. This one got a little below. This one actually pierced it. So on yesterday's candle, when we broke this spot also, I got out of a lot of my longs. A lot of longs that I've been holding for 3-4 weeks, some for 2 days, some for a day. Portfolio approach is it's a system where you could be in things for however long the trade you're looking for happens. And for me, I was in certain trades looking for upper support to hold for additional momentum, and then some of it just didn't happen that way. So anyway, today we're already approaching yesterday's low. We opened pretty flat. Some things are acting better than others, but this is 3,091. If this were to break, the 21-day has moved up. That right now is 3,075. So 3,075 is your 21-day. We haven't even really touched the 21-day since the gap up. So if you're really super duper active, some guys follow the 8-day and they adjust right around it. And sometimes we break the 8-day, we come back above it, we sit above it and go, and then you have to get back in position. Sometimes we kind of pierce it like we did yesterday and then get a little bit more decisive, and then all of a sudden things start to cascade, if they do. Those who don't trade as active as me, they might say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to give it the 8-day. I'm going to give it to the 21-day. I'm going to give things a little bit more the benefit of the doubt. I have a lot of room. I got long in this area, lots of different names, so I'm going to stick with it. But for right now, 3 down days. The oscillator is like minus 20, so we're not really oversold. But we're no longer overbought either. And I still can't see. Let's see all. Hold on. I don't get why all my Twitters are not coming up here. Mentions. Oh, this my last one was 20. Anyway, I'm just going to go, and you'll see it afterwards. So that's that. The Qs, little weaker. They look like they're on the lows right now. It's 1203. This is yesterday's low. Now decisively below the 8-day, which is different. Something's different than we've had since the gap up on October 11th. So when things are different, that's when I change. I try and stay with the trend when the trend is your friend, but when things are different or get slightly different, I try and recognize that. And then I try and switch gears. Sometimes I get short, sometimes I just get flat. Sometimes I just day trade. But for now, it's still off 200.62, still above the 21-day. But now, after 3 days, you can almost even draw a little bit of, of an ascending channel here, which we're now on the right side of. So we were riding this ascending channel for almost a month, and now on the right side of it. So that means something has somewhat changed. So we'll see. IWM has been relatively weaker all day. Look at that. Looks like it's about to break this. I have a stop in right at this low here, which is 157.15. Looks like this is going to be engulfed, and I'm going to be done. And then that's it. Bull flag. Look, the reason why I was in the IWM was it's not explicit, but was for it to hold its bull flag, be in it versus support, and then if it got above a level to break above the channel, I would add. So for me, this reason is almost gone, because if it does break this spot, okay, then the trade changes. If it breaks that spot, it could see here. It could go all the way down to the 50-day, which still for some people is fine, especially if they're in from down here. But for me, I was playing for an active trend to continue to the upside. And as of right now, that does not look like the case right here. So for me, I'm still in it. But it's definitely not, showing me that it's, getting ready to go. But I'm small and I'm waiting. The banks. I've been in Bank of America since here. I'm still in it. This is my stop, 32.42. I have a high level stop. Some guys have the banks. Also here, upper level. JP Morgan's doing really well. Most guys got in from Weather All Access versus 117.99. That was the post-earnings strategy. Well, listen, we had a lot of post-earnings strategies, which were great. Meaning you get a gap up, a strong gap up on earnings. The day after, you could buy versus that gap support pivot, and if it never violates it, you're riding a trend for 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, and then you're also using a tier system around it. Once again, where you could follow me on that is right here, t3live.com/Weather All Access. Join for a month. Let's get back to the charts. So I'll give you an example. Microsoft. Okay, this was fantastic. I actually, posted this chart a few times in the public Twitter sphere besides, Weather All Access, and, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways to play it. One way is this was the gap up. Here was your pivot. I was long here, never violated. The news of the contract happened. All of a sudden, I figured we just broke above this channel. The trade should continue. So the next strategy was, for this to continue, it's got to hold the gap, and it did. And then this was your add above 145. And then right into here, I sold the 152.5 calls to get short. And I got out of my stock. Why? Because it was extended from the 8-day. Now, it's trying to hold this. So this is interesting. So this is your first buyable pullback if you think it's going to be shallow. Some think, hey, if we break, 3,090 on the S&P, Microsoft could see the 21-day, which it can. But if we hold around here, and you sold above 50.50, then hey, why not try some versus, 48.50? I have not bought it back yet. I'm still synthetically short by being short the 152.5 calls. Now, I did the same thing for Apple. Apple, I got long. I've been long for pretty much 2 months up until earlier this week or late last week, and then I sold the 272 halves, and I got synthetically short there too. And now Apple is slowly working its way back to yesterday's low. First time you had a little response off it. Now you're below the 8-day. So here's your 21-day. Okay, so Apple right now I am not long. It's actually acting a little relatively weaker today than everything else. I am short. So I have a lot of room to 272.50, so I get to keep those calls. And maybe tomorrow I'll see, do we open, we have a lot of day left, actually. It's 12:07, so this is the morning low from yesterday. So does it hold this? We'll see. If it breaks it, then all of a sudden here's your 21-day, which is your next spot, which is 256. It's always good to know what the next spot is, so you're not buying it in no man's land, and you know where to cover a short if you're short, and you know where to potentially test things that have a higher percentage chance of working out than not. So this is Apple, this ascending channel that was following the 8-day now broke. So what does that mean? It's a little different. So that's what we're going to continue to focus on, is what's different, what's not. Okay, so here is the link. I'm going to tell everyone, come to my I like when people watch. If I'm doing this and I'm not going to the gym yet, I want people to watch midday video. Okay, anyway, that's that. So that is Apple. Sending channel, boom, not the end of the world, especially considering, look at the size of the move we had. But again, different. I loved it right here when it was above the 8-day, added there, got paid there. Then I think I got out on this little top and tail if I remember correctly. Then I got in right here when it held above this and proved it could flag, bought more. I think this I held, and then on this little, reversal candle got out, and I was probably a little upset into this little move if I remember. And then earnings happened here, and I got back in. I remember the video, buy adverse 245, add above 249 and a quarter, then boom, did that, and now I'm out of the way, waiting. Sometimes you don't have to wait. If you don't want to be perfect, you want to be in a little bit, you be in a little bit, but I'm waiting now. So I haven't been in Microsoft and Apple long since, I think, since either Monday or Friday, and I've been short since Monday or Tuesday. So I do switch gears. I'm not just a perma bull. Okay, I'm a perma setup type of trader, type of get up early, type of fitness, type of parent, type of coach, type of nothing. I don't know. A little delirious. So anyway, what am I still in? I'm still in Tesla. Let's see what's Tesla doing. Tesla's hanging right here. What a great options play. If you remember, what was it, 600% on the options. Not only do we make 600 on the options, here, we also, the next day, you had that pro earnings gap that I just showed you. And Microsoft, this one had shorts in it and much more power. So on this day when it took out this high, boom. And then finally a doji rest. And then I think I posted this chart in here. So I'm buying versus 309, adding here. Had a nice trade, and now I'm still in it. Okay, tonight they unveil the truck. We'll see how it's received. No matter what, I'm holding the call spread. Remember, I bought the March call spread for $10. What did I do? I'm not going to keep going over it. I bought the 380 calls. Why did I buy the 380 calls? Because that's the big resistance. And then I sold the 420s. So that was my call spread. Risking $10 to sit in just in case it doesn't trade conducively like I wanted to. And if it goes to 420, it's $40. Pay 10, $30 in profit. Pretty nice, for a 4-month play. But if it also trades well and trades special, meaning riding the 8-day, dips are buyable, showing relative strength, continues to flag and go, then I'll stay in the stock, which is why I am still in the stock as of now, actively. Okay, and that's right here. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe later it tries to take this out, which would be a little bit of an ad or not. I hope intraday it would take that out so I don't have to sit in it overnight. This candle was a little bit of an ugly candle, but it still held the 8-day, which has been the trend, which is a very strong trend. Some guys will say, hey, you know what, I don't trade actively like you, Red Dog. I'm a policeman, I'm a fireman, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, but I want to be in Tesla. I'm going to give it more room. A, they could do the call spread, or B, they can give it to the 21-day and not be as tight because you don't do it all day long like me. Facebook's a little wishy-washy, but hanging in here still. Okay, this is yesterday's low. I did rebuy a little bit just to engage it. A lot smaller than I had on this day and on this day and on that breakout. But just in case the market wants to hang in here, I feel like Facebook could continue to go sideways and maybe go. So I'm still in Facebook. Or I got out yesterday. I bought it back today. I'm probably off a little bit on it. Google, nothing going on here by me, but it is holding this by a thread. I did try it once and lost a little bit of money today. You could try it verse 1289. 4 down days, probably worth a chance, especially if you sold it into strength. Amazon I didn't touch today. I had a great Red Dog reversal on this day. If you remember, I tweeted to everyone and said, hey, I got a Red Dog reversal. I'm a little embarrassed to say it. Why was I embarrassed to say it? Because Amazon's been so bad since August. So when it's bad, I don't sit in it. When it's bad, I don't over-focus on it. But if you're not caught in it, you could find a trade in it. So here was my trade. A little Red Dog reversal. Sold some into strength. Couldn't hold this 1760, got out. And then, yesterday, did I even trade this yesterday? I don't remember. Anyway, it's looking like it could head down again. Doesn't look so great. So this Red Dog reversal was here, and now it's done. Still below the moving averages, and, get rid of this for now because it's not as relevant. But it's already below these two little pivots here. So the only point of reference you have here now is this little bottom tail, and this little bottom tail is 1722. Definitely doesn't look that healthy. But there are little trades tactically. You only hold on things that are special, and then you do trades that are tactical. Okay? So what was my tactical trade today? My tactical trade today was Twitter. I made more money day trading Twitter than I think I made it holding Tesla today. How could I do that? It's such a piece of junk. It's been below the moving average. It's been battered and bruised. Well, I watch a little bit every day. That's why I have a go-to list. It doesn't act special, which doesn't mean I sit in it, but I look at it to see if there's a change, to see if there's volume. Yesterday at 3:55, I yelled at Josh. He sat across from me. It's actually pretty funny. He's like, Twitter just had a 20-cent move. I'm like, okay, why are you getting so excited? He goes, I haven't seen a volume spike like that in a while. I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, then today, Twitter had a nice move. So that little volume spike meant something yesterday. Somebody probably knew something. And if you were long verse this spot, you never got stopped out. And then yesterday or today, if you bought it when it took out this inside area, nice little money. It's not a blockbuster move. It's not like boom, but you can make good money on a day like that or a day like today if you do it right. And the only way you do it right is if you're prepared. So now we'll see. Can it get to here? Maybe. But we'll see. But this was a nice little spot. That same guy, I'm going to give him props again, Josh. 2 days ago, he was like getting all excited about Uber. I'm like, what are you getting all excited here? He goes, I just keep seeing like these little 5-minute volume spikes. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I haven't seen these in a while. I'm like, okay. And then 2 days ago, it had a really nice move and actually made us all good money because he saw the pin action and the chart was looking better. Right here, on this day, he's getting all excited. I'm like, what are you getting all excited about? And he's like, I'm seeing something different. So I'm like, okay, so I'll ride with you. So yesterday, we bought it above 27 and a quarter and had a great day. And then some of those guys took it home for one more night into this this gap. It probably gets filled. So that's 3 days. You probably sell some. And that's a nice move for Uber. If you were caught in it here or caught in it here, you didn't care about this. But if you tactically said, I'm going to revisit it, and it's on your go-to list and you're watching and you get to see something different, and then you get to make some money. So it could probably fill this gap at some point. What's this low here? This low here is $30. It can get there. Josh just texted me and said, thanks for using his name. Look at you. You must be watching it live. Anyway, so that's Uber. I'm in this LK. I like it. I feel like at some point it could go a lot higher. Hanging in here, this was one strategy. We had another pro earnings gap, traded through, hit 30.30. So I said, hey, I could buy it in the 27s. So I'm going to sit in it. And some guys think this could be 40 plus next year. So it'll be a part of my go-to list. I traded ZM this morning and I lost money. Couldn't get above it. I traded work this morning. Lost a little bit of money. Tried to get above this and failed. So there are things that I try and they don't work, but I visit it very lightly, and then when they're working and they show me something different, I go in with more volume so I can make more money. What's this Clovis doing? I got back in this today. Ooh, looky. That's nice for now. So I bought it here. This was a nice ad. I actually held through it, sold most into that. Yes, I got stopped out. Why did I get stopped out yesterday? Because it went below a prior low. So when I was at lunchtime, I got stopped out there. And now today it popped up a little bit, and guys I talked to think this is 10 plus, even more. So it was just, when was this? This was in March. It was like 26. So it got me back in, and as long as I'm holding a bunch of things, I can hold that. And if you guys remember, 3 days ago, what did I say 3 days ago? What did Red Dog tweet to the public Twitter sphere? It was about the January effect, but I said it could start sooner. And then Philip Morris took a stake in Crone, and that made me get in. So I said, I think CGC, Crone, and ACB could be the biggest beneficiaries of the January effect, but we need to start now. I did not buy CGC. I had options. I bought ACB, and I bought Crone. And if you look what happened here on these, it was a great trade. Yes, listen, there are guys that got caught in this mess and lost a lot of money. Who got caught in this mess. That's not us. It was below the 8-day, below the 21-day, but then here on this nice wide range bar that wound up holding the top third of it to show some commitment, wound up getting some follow through. So I'm down to small. The VTF on this day gets to see it live. I try and get it to red oral access, which is this, when I buy it. But again, for Red All Access, what I do is by 8:30, you have a morning call note, you have a video, you have 14 to 20 charts. So you don't see everything I do all day long. I try and tell you here and there. You just get my game plan and hopefully make it yours. The VTF is what watches it actively. This morning I did a video with all 6 monitors. There's only so much I could do. So the VTF connects every dot there is. But anyway, this is nice. So I am down to small. It's 3 days up into some resistance. I bought this just because I wanted a cheapie that made it easy. So I bought ACB. Hold on, this is gold. Let's go to ACB. This morning I was like, I bought ACB. I think you can get up to 3.25 to 350. So that's the target. So that was my sell. These 3 days is a nice percentage. Again, below this 8 and 21 day, there was no reason to be in it from 5 all the way down to here. Here, finally, a little reversal, and there was your trade. Now we'll see if it goes sideways to do another one at some point. Maybe, maybe not. But I did, again, you guys had time, because I think after I tweeted that, there was a little pullback into the close because I was accumulating it. I think that was on Tuesday. Today's Thursday. 3-day trades. That's how I like to pay my bills, with 3-day trades. Get 5 to 7% in situations, then maybe trail some, and then find new situations that are set up. But hopefully you made some money with that. CGC was great. Look at that, right back into this downtrend. That's a fast move. Look at that red dog reversal. My goodness. If you didn't get trapped here, what's a red dog reversal? Well, goes through a prior low, which is 14.18, comes back up. You buy it here. You put a stop. You wind up holding a third, because usually it could be an inflection point or a trend change, and then boom, you got paid. And then you got paid again. I had actually leftover calls that I wound up selling that were a zero that wound up making me back money. And now here, into this descending trend line, I wouldn't be buying it here. I'd be trimming it here, but we'll see what happens. Then maybe it does a few inside candles, and then you could buy it. Anyhow, it's 12.19. Let's take one quick look of where the S&P is now. So I've been sitting here with you. Looks like we're still holding this 3,091. 3 down days. This is a little bit more irrelevant now. First time piercing the 8-day, which it didn't do. It kind of stopped a lot of people out. Now it's, this 3,091 is this level we're trading against as a point of reference. And here's your 21-day. Lots of different types of names moving around, lots of different types of strategies to use. But the best way to profit from them and execute with confidence is if you actually click on this and become a member of my community and see everything, the morning call, the recap, get the note, get the charts. And then if you wanted to even be on the VTF, you could see everything live. And, 2020 is coming soon. So buy yourself a present, or tell your significant other that, you want to buy them presents so they could buy you a present by getting you a month for like less than $50. So with that said, I hope you have a great rest of the day. It's Thursday. It's been a long week, and we'll see how things play out. Go make some money.